short of staff, short of material, short of morale, and short of money, all of us. We don't really mind about money, but it's a matter of dignity. More people are homeless, more people are without enough food at home, more children are without enough food at home. We have seen cardiac diseases, infectious diseases, depression, suicide, homicide to increase.
They don't care. They don't care if people will die.
If you have no money,
Outside.
what happens?
Nothing. Outside. Dead. That's it. Dead.
So there's no, if you're poor, you can't afford, you have a heart attack.
Dead. Dead.
If you will be in an accident, a car accident, and you will be in the hospital, and you must remain at about 15 or 20 days in the hospital for treatment, you have to pay 7,900 euros. And if you don't have that in front, the half of that, you must go away from the hospital.
There are certainly cancer patients who cannot afford their medicine. There are infectious diseases patients, for example, chronic osteomyelitis, who cannot afford their medicine. There are diabetic patients who cannot afford to pay for their medicine.
What happened to these people? What happened now? You must pay again and again and again. Why? Why?
One woman that wants to give birth to a child must pay about 900 euros. And if she wants to be in a Caesar operation, must pay 1,450 euros. And if she has not all this amount, she must go home.
I'm afraid that after a latent period of, let's say, 5 years, we're going to have a lot of people who will be suffering or who will have been dead because of that.
You see, all this cruelty, it is unbelievable.
This is a nightmare.
So now they've created a system where if you're rich, you're well, and if you're poor,
Dead.
you're dead.
Yeah.
The only hope is that the workers in the hospital, they don't obey these laws for the bank. There are many problems with not insurance people, with immigrants. Everybody, without obeying the law, they take care of the people. This is like underground.
National health system in Greece was the biggest social winning of our people at about 1985. It was really national and really free for the people.
There is a debt from the state to the public health insurance organization. And now with the haircut, they have cuts 70% of the debt. So the people pay for decades for healthcare insurance, and then they say there is no healthcare insurance.
Hospital workers have been fighting at least 6 years to ask for more funds for the system, more working people in the system, more non-medical staff, because we have high shortages of nursing staff and generally non-medical staff in Greek hospitals. We gained promises 3 years ago for more doctors, more nurses into the system, but we didn't take anything in the end because IMF and European Union forces invaded Greece.
Everywhere the IMF have passed, the first target was the healthcare system.
Because they think that the public places and the public services are their own. so they can sell them, so they can give them away to their own people, and so on. But the truth is that they are not theirs to give or to sell. It is the people's.
So we know all these plans that government has about the fire people and about closing hospitals, about closing universities. You know, it is all in the plan of the mnemonium.
We want the Troika to get out of this country. This is the main strategy of all the workers in hospital, in everywhere, in the society.
We have to question the heart of our political system. This is a system of heteronomy. Heteronomy means that I don't make decisions, something else makes decisions for me. It's the opposite of autonomy. When we talk in Greece about autonomy, we mean the society which makes decisions on their own.
We are trying to get rid of IMF and our Greek government, who is with our bosses, with the Greek capitalists, with the Greek bankers, and all they are saying is just that we have to pay for the crisis. We say you pay for the crisis, we'll take your hospitals and we'll work them alone.
The government the last years imposed new measures about the patient to pay in the hospital. All the people that get inside the hospital, they should pay €5. This is a measure 2 years before, and now we are occupying all the offices that are the places where the patient pays, and we tell the people to pass without paying.
Junior doctors didn't come to work, but they were outside the hospital saying to people, no, you're not going to pay. They made a barrier between the pain mechanism and the people. So people were coming into this hospital without pain. We are expecting as the people of the area to get into the hospital and say and make these blockades between the pain mechanisms.
When you occupy something, this is not just a struggle in order to get some immediate feedback from the government and so on. But you do something much more than that, and even more important in my thinking. It is that you doubt the hierarchy, and you doubt the ownership of the workplace and the public place.
6 months ago, with the first measures that they cut the wages about 30, 40, 50%. There are a lot of workers in the hospital that their wages for the month is about 200 or 300 euros or less.
I work 30 years and my money now is only 800 euro, 400 euro low. How I live? All these people, it's not only me. And the political person say, before you are rich. What I am rich, I'm not remember.
The salaries on February were so much diminishing because the government took money back from the other months all together.
There are nurses into this hospital that have been given payrolls for €2, 10 euros, 20 euros per 2 weeks during the last 2 or 3 months.
Salaries in that February was 4.5 for a month euro, 8 euro for a month, 9 euro for a month, even less than he had minus. He had to pay off about 178 euros back to the government because he had a debt or something like that.
The trainee doctors, who everybody knows work a lot, are taking a month's salary of about 500 euros. They haven't been paid for their on-call work since December, so the junior doctors stopped working in this hospital for about 1 month.
In my hospital, at the Children's Hospital, one of two in all Greece. Okay, we don't have too many, we have two, only two in Greece. In our Children's Hospital, we didn't show up at work for 9 days. We forced the doctors who are responsible for us to work alone in order to either come with us and all together strike, or work alone if you can, and they couldn't.
What we finally gained is the money of December for everybody in Greece. We're trying to start a new fight for the money of February and March.
Government didn't pay some workers from last summer for doctors from November, and the salaries every month it's less and less. We started to be very angry about all these things, all the workers in Kilkis. The anger of the assembly went out as occupation. I said, I have an idea for my friend. He said, no strikes, not common struggles. All these are for peaceful periods, not in a war like this. We can take our hospital in our hands as workers. So they said, oh yes, we must do that. And we did the occupation. We are about 600 workers in the hospital. 50% were involved with the occupation. We occupied all these financial mechanisms. Then we occupied the office of the director, the person who represents the government. We are the directors now. It was the same affecting working. It was nothing else. We know the work. The only thing that it was different was that the directors, it was not in charge. And the big good thing was that all people came totally free, with totally free examinations, totally free coming in the hospital, and they were happy for that because they cannot afford to have all these examinations. We were threatened or blackmailed from the others and the government too. I was here for 2 days, and the other doctor was sent away, and 2 other doctors from the center of the struggle were occupied with many works there and frightened others. So little by little was substandard all this. The victory for us is that it remains for 3 weeks, and it was very good for 3 weeks.
We have to question also the mythology about living in democracies. I'm not talking about Greece again only. I'm talking about the whole, the politically proud West, who makes also wars to export democracy and so on. But this is not democracy. Democracy, you see, is another Greek word, which means the power of the people to make decisions. And if we don't make decisions by ourselves, then no matter what else we have, what other rights we have, we don't have democracy.
There is a trend now which is increasing to unite workers, to make new forms of syndicates that will be able to communicate each other.
We gather once a week, once a month, every day, doctors and other workers. We discuss about our problems and we vote democratically about the measures we are about to take. So we close our hospitals, we demonstrate, and we organize with the other hospitals. That's our power. We do not organize each hospital by itself. We organize all together.
It looks difficult, but it isn't. During the previous period, we tried to have a communication between the 35 hospital assemblies in Athens. So there was a weekly assembly, at least weekly assembly in every hospital, and we tried to communicate via assembly representatives, and we managed to do that. This was 3 years ago. We're trying to do it again.
We make a big coalition, and then we push our leadership to follow us. And this is what happens in Greece in general strikes. They don't do nothing. We do it from below, and we call our leadership, and we tell them, if you don't come with us, we will take your union.
Democracy is the system when the people make their own decisions continually and for practically or theoretically about everything, but at least about the very special and important aspects of their lives.
Today we participate in a strike against the measures that privatize the public health care system. The main issue this time is that the government tries to close over 50 hospitals.
From 137 hospitals will remain only 82.
Τα νοσοκομεία θα μείνουν ανοιχτά, ούτε στα Πατήσια, ούτε πουθενά. Τα νοσοκομεία θα μείνουν ανοιχτά.
We try to say that we have to stay here. We have to stay here not for us like workers, but for the people. There is need to be here. And this is a political decision. This place here is very crowded. Many poor people. There are only 3 small facilities around here, and we are talking about 1 million of population. We have 110 beds for patients here. When we are on emergency, we see about 200 patients in the pathological department. All these people have to go to the center of Athens in big hospitals where when is on emergency, one person may be wait there for 12 hours to make a blood examination. It's very crowded hospitals. If you have to go further and wait more, that's a problem for the people.
If Kilkis Hospital will be closed, people must travel 60 kilometers, 80 kilometers, even 100 kilometers far away. And in that period, in that trip, maybe somebody will die from everything, from blood, from accidents, from heart attack.
English people are very proud of their health system, and
in the beginning, our national health system was similar to your. It was the plan like yours in England, and we were proud that we had something like that. Now, you in England, you will have the same damage.
The same thing is happening in Britain about the NHS. They're trying to close it, and there is a battle from the workers.
I think we are the picture of your future.
This is the plan of capitalism. It begins from Greece and comes out in every country, even yours.
It's not Greece only, it's the whole Europe. So we really ask for colleagues in other European countries, because we have to fight together, because our present is your future.
We have to be united, and we have to have solidarity, and we have to understand how the system works, before we change the system.
We are following your movement in Britain.
And we're very excited to see things happening inside Britain against the same thing.
So we can be in touch with our colleagues, doctors, etc. in London, in all over Britain. You can call us to go to London to, make a rally about what is happening in Greece, who can help you and you can help us. But the best solidarity you can give to us is to make general strikes in Britain, like May 68, okay? Even better, we have to win now.